like I said, it's not your capabilities, it's your belief in your capabilities. And you got that when you saw the inauguration and young Amanda Gorman, the hill that we climb is about believing in your capabilities. And then it's not your resources or the lack thereof, because as I say in the wealth choice, wealth is not a matter of circumstances. It's not a matter of your conditions. It's not a matter which side of the tracks you were born on. What's number one? Believe. And number two, the kingdom is within. So anything and everything that you want, you don't search for it out there. You search for it in here. And that's where it starts.
Thank you so much. I would love to have some questions, maybe if others want to discuss anything that he said that you might want to chime in on. Anybody want to chime in on anything that you heard, especially your capabilities? Now, I'm a professor too, so I can call on people, right?
Yeah, cold calling, girl. You must be school. Cold call, girl. I tell my students all the time, there's no need for you to raise your hand in my class.
Yo,
Save your
I got some questions in regards to building long-term wealth. Do you believe in buying individual stocks? Do you believe in ETFs? Do you believe in mutual funds?
Well, I mean, you can go ahead and manage your portfolio, and you can dip and dabble in anything that you want. But I go back to my interview with John Rogers years ago. Slow and steady wins the race. And as I tell my students, invest in those products that you use. But you can diversify your portfolio, and from ETFs to real estate, whatever works for you drives your passion. Drives your passion. If I asked everybody on this call to describe what you do for a living, would you tell me that it's work? Would you tell me that it's drudgery? Would you tell me that it's hard? Would you tell me it's a slave? Would you tell me that it's a mission? Would you tell me that it's your ministry? Because if you tell me it's a mission and a ministry, that's going to lead to passion. And passion will sooner or later will lead to commitment, conviction. And what do we know when passion and conviction converge? It can never be defeated.
Wow, thank you. I needed to hear that, because I'm managing so much. All of us on this call we're managing so much, but also trying to run businesses. We have children, we're going through things in our personal lives, COVID, and just hearing that to just keep going. You're doing the right thing. And something you said earlier today really stuck with me when you said how people, earlier you said that when you first started speaking, when the book first came out, you basically had a lot of haters and they, called you everything. And lately I've had some backlash of what I'm doing. And some people have said to me, no, you're doing the right thing. When you're doing that, you're in your lane, just keep doing it. Just keep helping people and doing your best. And that's my whole goal, is to just help our people, even just things like this. And so thank you for just saying that about keep the hunger, keep the drive. And I appreciate that. Everybody on this call needed to hear that tonight. That was a real blessing. And I love to see who else might want to have something before we wrap up our call here. We can take one or two more comments. Rashida?
Yes, Mr. Kimbro, what advice would you give a millennial who's in the process of transit careers and figure out life?
Well, what I tell my students, because I stand before I'm on Zoom calls with millennials, and I tell them this is the track that you run on. First job, better job, career. That's it. You get your first job, and then you don't get a second job. No, you get a better job. And then after the better job, you don't get a third job. You get your career. When the great, you get the last chapter of that book, and I had the opportunity to survey at that time the top 150 Blacks in corporate America. And I wrote a case study, and one of the things you'll find out about me, you get my syllabus for my classes, you will never find my books on my syllabus. Never. I'm not there to hawk books. I'm not there to make a killing on kids. this, that, and the other. And I've had colleagues tell me in faculty meetings, oh, Kimbro, make a killing, put your book. Nope, that's not me. I started teaching, you will never, not Think and Grow Rich, not the Wealth Joy, but I've written several cases and they will read my cases. And I wrote a case at the time of Lloyd Ward. He was number one. He was ranking Black in corporate America, Frito-Lay and Maytag. And out of that came, those 150 surveys, out of that came the 7 criteria for the correct vocation. How do you know that you're in the correct vocation? I'm not going to give you all 7, but number 1, it must be self-chosen. You must choose. Not your mother, not your father, not your high school guidance counselor, not your girlfriend, not your best friend. No, you must choose. And 2 is passion. There must be something about that position that excites you. You can't watch the clock and the level of compensation. You get a job and you feel every second of the day, you need to find another job. You can't watch the clock in a level of compensation. And there's 2 forms of income. Number 1, there's real income. And what is real income? Real income is what you're paid the 15th and 30th of every month, every other week. Real income is what you take to the marketplace in exchange for goods and services. Real income is what you invest, blah, blah, blah. But there's another type of income, and that's called psychic income. And Dr. Kimbro, what the hell is psychic income? Psychic income is a handshake from your dean, from the president. Okay, so I've been at Clark Atlanta, 22 years, whatever? Well, 3 times I've been professor of the year. You see, that's psychic income. You getting the plaque in front of your colleague. Oh man, blah, 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 man, blah. Man, you even won back-to-back years, man. Oh wow, thank you. I'm honored. So if you're not getting both, you need to find another vocation. And here's the rub. In today's corporate world, even with millennials, because millennials always want to make an impact, people work harder for psychic income as they ever will for real income. Mm-hmm. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, you had the national championship football game, and there's Alabama up on the stage, and they got the confetti, they got the shirts and the hats. By one, they were interviewing some of the players, and they asked one of the players, what was going through your mind this year? And he said, and it was we didn't know who's going to be available before COVID. And I was thinking about opting out because my mama, she got some health complications, some pre-existing needs. But man, coach told us to hang in there and blah, blah, blah. And we had some tough games. You know, we all hung together and we didn't want to win the championship to hold up this trophy. We wanted to win the championship to make Coach Saban proud. Big difference. Big difference to make Coach Saban. We didn't want this for the rings. We didn't want this for the gold watch. We didn't want this for the Nike outfit. We wanted this to make Coach Saban proud. You take that same mindset. I mean, what's the big deal about high school and college graduation? They could just go ahead and send you. They can text it to you. They can go ahead and email it to you. But no, why do you do that? Why do you take the time to sit up there and they call you? When you hear your name called, you're going to turn to somebody audience that you know who is in that audience that you're making them feel proud. So that's
awesome.
Education, man. Why you do, it's just like you walk into any and the 2 items you're going to see on the wall. Number 1, a mission statement. What the hell is a mission statement? What do you? But right next to it is the vision statement. And the vision statement is based off of values. And what are the values and vision statement? Why do you do it? Why do you do what you do? Why do you do it? Okay, so I teach 2 days out the week. Well, I'm remote, so I'm basically home. But when I was teaching, I'm a Tuesday, Thursday guy. Okay, so I got blah, blah, blah. But half the time, you can see me up on campus on a Monday. Many times you see me up on campus on a Friday. My daughters will come, Dad, man, you're the only professor I know you don't have class on Friday. Why are you going up there, man? And my response, well, this is my life. This is what I chose to do. See, Wakanda forever. I chose with my So what are you doing when you don't even watch the clock? What are you doing when you say, man, I forgot I didn't even eat today. Oh my God.
That is me.
I forgot to pick my kids up, man. I gotta get my clothes out the cleaners.
That's me.
What do you do when you are completely and totally? That's what
me.
you're
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
That's what you're supposed to be doing, whatever it is in which you're engaged.
Wow.
That's why the Lord blew breath in your lungs.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, brother, because Kisha and I have been having these conversations for months now about passion, about purpose, about what we're driving toward, and what excites us, just all these things. And you really just touched on every aspect of what we've thought about for the past few months. Thank you for those words.
Oh yeah, completely and totally engaged.
Completely and totally engaged. I like that. Anybody else have a question? Thank you, Rashida. That was an awesome question. Anybody else for one last question before we wrap up? Anybody?
I have one. Okay, go ahead, Kisha. I wanted to ask about how can we work together to support each other and to have successful businesses?
Yeah, that is a great question. And that is something that as a race, the culture, we need to do more of. I'm not going to say we find difficulty with it, because I ain't claiming that, but we need to do what other groups do. Okay, and when you even look at our buying habits, I mean, as a race, I mean, the average dollar stays in the Arab community about 45 days before. The average dollar stays in the Asian community about 24 days before leaving. The average dollar stays in the Jewish about 19 days before leaving. And the average dollar stays in the Black community 6 hours before leaving. So that by itself is a red flag. That by itself is a call to arms that, hey, listen, don't reinvent the wheel. Take care. Okay, so you flying on the plane, and what does the stewardess tell you? Invent of oxygen. President, the oxygen, will be released. Apply the oxygen mask on yourself first before helping somebody else. That's what we need to do as a race. That's a great metaphor for economics in the Black community. Black America, help yourself first before you do anybody else. And that's what we need to do. We need to recognize that, okay, it's not so much salesmanship or making the sale, because what do we know about a sale? Well, a sales is transactional, okay? I go here, we do this deal, we make the sale, blah, 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 it's game over. No, we need relationships with each other, because what do we know about relationships? Relationships right now is the currency of the future. Everything that we see, all the business that we see are based on relationships with each other. And we just got to go ahead and follow the breadcrumbs in the forest like Hansel and Gretel, man, and make those relationships, make those business relationships, build up our organizations and institutions, okay? Why is it only recently that we got these endowments from these HBCUs that we got, Black money managers? And so, Rogers, Aerial Capital Management, and he's been in business, what, 20, 25 years, blah, blah, blah. How come he doesn't have all the HBCUs or a Robert Smith? Or you look at your top, financial money managers out there. How come they don't have that type of business? That's crazy. I mean, we got to be out of our mind. That is completely and totally crazy that we would do that. So, have to grapple with them as we close. So we have Black Lives Matter over the summer with George Floyd, and you got for reconciliation and to make amends. And they ask, just like my mind goes back to the early 1960s when Malcolm X was on a book tour. He was going across the country, speaking on one of the books that he wrote. And he was basically going to colleges and universities. So he goes to a PWI, it's packed, and he's giving a talk. And after he gives his talk, a young white student, female, comes up to Malcolm and says, Minister Malcolm, that's the greatest speech, that's the greatest talk I ever had. And you just inspired me. You motivate me. There's something I can do. I know I can do and help you and your people, your quest for freedom. There's something that I can do. Tell me what help. And Malcolm X takes off his glasses, starts his glasses, gets his notes together, and continues to walk off and turns to that young white cop and says, you can't do nothing. Well, if Malcolm could have a reset button, I know exactly what he would probably tell that young college student or anybody right now. These are the three things that my race needs, and then we're going to walk away, close this talk off, and if you want me to come, we'll do that. But number one, top of the list, invest in Black businesses. Invest businesses, all right? You look at the Fortune 500, we need a list of Black vendors. I mean, we can produce anything that they would need in terms of their supply chain. So invest in Black businesses. Number two, invest in Black financial institutions. You've got to. Right now, here we are, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You go from New York to California, and there are roughly 1,200 banks from New York to California, financial institutions, banks in the United States. Right now, as of this time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, only 38 are Black. Only 38 of the 4,200 are Black. Now, that's not the problem. The problem is that of these 38 Black banks, they got the same consumer. They got low-income consumer who have minimal and multiple withdrawals. And if you know anything about banking and financial institutions, it's called the compounding effect, where you can put the capital in there and leave it in there over time, and it can build and it can grow. So what can corporate America do for us? They can get, okay, here you got Apple Computer. Okay, what did Apple make? Or what did Zoom make? What did Zoom make in 2020? I mean, the owner of Zoom right now, 38 billion. And at one time he was 7 billion, went from 7 to 38 billion. I'm not asking for anything. All I want, you to place 5% of your profits in these 38 Black banks. We won't touch it. Just put 5% Procter & Gamble, just put 5% Coca-Cola, just 5% Toyota, just 5% General Motors. We're not going to touch it. Just have the compounding effect. And then what will we do with that money? We won't go to Wells Fargo. We won't go to Bank of America. We'll go to these 38 banks and we'll get money for our businesses. And we'll take out loans. We'll get our own home loans. And we'll send our own kids to college fast for student loans, and just like everybody else. Just like everybody else. And then last but not least, number three, okay? And this is critical. What I would like to see would make all the difference in the Black community. We gotta pay Black women what they're worth. Pay women on par with males. So what do we know, okay? The average white male will hold the N equals 100 with the average white male. So average white male is at 100. White female should be about 88 cents. But average Black be from 68 to 2 cents. So Black females are shortchanged a quarter of every dollar. If you played, and when you look at the Black community, more than 70% of households not where the female is another additional breadwinner. No, she is the breadwinner in that household. But if you paid Black women, what would you do? You would end poverty in the Black community. Wow. You didn't need any social programs. You didn't need to go to any YouTube download any YouTube talks by Candace Owens. You didn't need to, you did it yourself. You ended poverty, kaput, gone, to be a lifetime. That's powerful. And these are the issues that we have got to be discussing.
Wow.
There's a
Thank you.
huge difference between, you know, we say, well, we want diversity and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but our inclusion. And there's a huge difference between diversity and inclusion. Diversity, well, diversity is physical. Diversity is your age. Diversity is your gender. Diversity is income. Diversity is your education. Diversity, but look, Dan, we need inclusion. But what inclusion says, I hear you. Inclusion says, I see you. Inclusion says, I value you. Inclusion says, you know what? You matter. I'm ready to do business with you. Huge difference. And we need inclusion across the board. Several weeks ago, right around the inauguration, they were talking about, you know, Dr. Jill Biden getting pushback. They thought it was a big thing. Well, she's not. Why you call her Dr. Jill and blah, blah, blah. That's a typical that's all it is. And I made the comment, here I'm teaching at HBCU. I have seen that walking down the halls of HBCU with some of my colleagues calling some of my female colleagues by their first name. That's a part of inclusion. And that's a part of relationships that everything goes into one. Everything goes into one. And we've got the discussion and on par, because what did Malcolm X say? He said, a race, a culture, a group, a people, an enterprise can never rise higher than the level between men on one side and women and children on the other. Wherever that level is, you ain't going no higher than that level.
There's a lot of truth to that, man. And there's some comments in here. Wow, this is powerful. Man, you have really just blessed us tonight. We needed this inspiration and motivation this year. Yes, thank you so much.
So, so brother, what that means is you sleeping on the couch tonight, bro. Yeah, you gonna be there.
Hey man, look, Kisha will tell you, I'm all about supporting the women's
yes,
movement. I'm out there collecting period products and at the marches with her. You know, I get a pass on the couch.
He does. And you see, Miss Mainly Women, we might have we have Ural here with us, but
they
Alpha
Brothers too. Ural and Deriving are on.
Okay. So you know, so the women are here. We're here for it. So thank you speaking directly to us tonight. And I put a comment in the chat. I want everybody. I know you have side hustles. I know you. So please put your side hustles in here, or your sister's business, your mama's business, whoever's business, your Black business, so we can support them. And I also want to put my business, a woman, Black-owned business, that, you know, my goal is to empower my women, and that's what I do. And so I'm going to put we got April Taylor Made Consulting in there. Give us your web link, AP. We need your web link so we can find you, or your email address. And I want us to support each other. And what I do, everybody here pretty much knows, but for Dr. Kimbro, I'm all about women's empowerment. So in January, I had 3 goal-setting parties, which many of these women were there for the goal-setting parties. We set our goals for the year. We had our Beyonce plan, and we encouraged each other, and we had a blast. And so in this month, I'm doing a lot of financial workshops from the very beginning. If you just need to figure out how to cut your spending, if you need to learn how to budget, we have a budgeting, I call it budget besties. So if you don't have a good working budget, get with me so we can work through it. Debt payoff. And of course, how you reach financial independence. That's my goal for my women, is that we can reach financial independence. And I was able to do it. And I want to share with others how to do that. But if you're not there yet and you need to start from budgeting and debt, let's start there, because I had debt. I had to learn how to budget. Nobody taught me how to budget, but you got to do this for yourself. We have this book club for a reason. so that we can get this empowerment and we can reach everything that he said. I can't be any more fired up or passionate about this. So I'm going to put the link in there, and everybody on here deriving. You're already signed up. AP already signed up. Tony already signed up. A lot of y'all, Jamie's already signed up, have already signed up for workshops. But we have to do this financial empowerment, people. We have to do it. And not only that, when you get in the chat, Jamie's got her budget binders. That's perfect for this conversation. She made the binders that hold your plastic envelopes. So if you want to do a cash-based system so that you don't overspend, go to her Etsy link and order those. So we got it. And that's another thing, Dr. Kimbro, we have to invest in ourselves. Mm-hmm. It's easy for us to go and buy new clothes, buy new shoes, but we got to invest in our personal development. And obviously I'm speaking to the choir because all these people here, they do that. That's why they're here. But we got to learn to invest in our personal development and get the tools that we need to move forward. And you have to pay for that sometimes. Yep. And Lord knows I'm basically giving it away, but I got to pay for the platform. I got to pay for a website. So I got to charge something. But, I just want to help our people. So thank you. And I'm going to give a discount because Black people are always looking for the hookup. So I'm going to put the link in here, and then I'm going to put a discount code for everybody who's on the call. Anybody else have any last comments? We're wrapping up to get off.
I make one comment to allow me to pick Sister Kimbro. Thank you very much. And I want to recognize one of your former students who's not saying anything on the call, Shadon from Clark MBA program.
Whoa, okay, man. Thanks for the love.
Thank you. Now that I've been called out.
Wow. Whoa.
Thank you, Dr. Kimbro. I was part of the business program many years ago, but you told us with the business plan and everything. So thank you so much for what you did while we were at Clark Atlanta.
Oh, praise God. Thank you very much. And I wish you all the success in the world, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, this has been a treat. This has been a treat.
So Dr. Kimbro, Isaac's gonna reach out to you because we want to send you a love offering. You didn't have to join here, and so we're thankful that you did. So we'd like to send you something. So he'll reach out to get, I don't know if you have.
Yeah, you want since go. You want to do something for me? Go volunteer at a food bank and hand some food out, girl. That's what we need. Take that. Whatever that is, to put gas in your car to drive your little hips to a food bank and then give them. Yeah, there. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. So humble. Thank you so much.
I'm glad
God bless you. Take care.
Thank you for replying to that message and for inspiring me.
And man, it was divinity that did it, man. There I am waiting for it. Oh man, let me.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
And
I'll definitely follow up.
Thank you so much.
Hey.
Thank you, Dr. Kimbro.
Okay.
Wow.
Kisha, how was that?
Thank you all. That was awesome. I have to tell you, when I joined this call, it's been a long day, a long weekend, but this was right on time, exactly what I needed personally. So thank you. Just keep it up. Keep your passion and let God continue to lead you through this. You're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm praying for you. Everybody, just pray for Kisha. She's got a lot going on this month. Send her all your personal vibes, all your positive vibes, and prayers up for her so she has the strength she needs to get through February. All right. Thank you all so much.
One thing.
Oh, Isaac wants to say last thing.
Too.
Okay.
I appreciate you all supporting Kisha with this journey. Obviously, I'm sitting back and I'm watching this. I have a front seat view to see what she's doing with all this energy and all this passion. And, just continue to spread the word because she's really trying to do a lot to unlock our community's future. And, in the sense we both are in different ways, but I love what she's doing for empowering women. Thank you to the brothers that joined. We just all have to continue to work together, to stick together. He spoke life into us tonight. I think we can get to where we're wanting to. We just got to go together. So thank you all for joining.
All right, thank you, everyone. I'll send out an email with everybody's businesses, because when I hang this up, it will delete the chat. So I'll copy that and send that out to everybody who's on the call. And I'll make a post tomorrow with some of the notes that I took, just to hopefully encourage some other folks who weren't able to make it tonight. Okay?
Wow, that was crazy.
Wow. Thank God. Wow. Good night,
Good
everyone.
night. Good night. Good night.
Okay, let me copy this.